If there's any specific videos or any specific things or any specific topics that you want me to talk about on this channel, comment them down below. Hello, underachievers. Hello, underachievers. Hello, underachievers. Hello, underachievers.
I know my hair looks bad. That's why I wore a hat. And then I took it off because I thought it looked silly.
So, 3 years on testosterone and I still look like this. I kind of thought, when I started taking testosterone, that I would look like this. Like, beautiful, bearded man. That didn't happen. I feel like 3 years has gone, like, really quick. I know that, like, over a year and a bit of that 3 years has been in isolation. It's been in lockdown, so that didn't count. So maybe by the time I hit my 3rd year, I will have a beard. This is probably going to be the last testosterone update I do for a while, unless something crazy happens, like I grow a beard. That is the 3rd beard mention today. I don't really want a beard that much, but it would be nice. So there's been a few circumstantial changes this year. I've actually changed from injecting myself with testosterone every 3 weeks to rubbing testosterone gel on my belly every morning. I'll be going into more detail about how the gel is different to the shots later on, and also because we've been in lockdown for over a year, and much of that year was being away from the gym, because that was closed for a while. The lack of the gym has definitely affected how my body looks, so that's a spanner in the works. But yeah, those are all my complaints as to why I don't look jacked and have big beard, even though the gym has nothing to do with a beard. And I've just mentioned it for probably the 7th time. So as usual for these kind of things, we'll start with physical changes, from head to my toes. My hairline has definitely changed from when I started testosterone. I'm not sure if there's been a change since last year. My hairline is straightened out. It used to be very round, and believe it or not, I was really self-conscious about it. I was literally self-conscious about everything before starting testosterone, but I thought my hairline was so feminine and so ladylike and so girly that I was terrified to shave the sides of my head. But yeah, here's my hairline before and after testosterone. Down from hairline is my eyebrows. My eyebrows have definitely gotten bigger, they've gotten thicker, they're more unruly, and I know I mentioned last year that, you know, I could grow a mean unibrow. This year, it won't leave me alone, it won't go. I pluck it like several times a week, and then it grows back in a few days, and it really irritates me. Down from the eyebrows is my nose. My nose has definitely gotten wider, it's gotten bigger in the nostril area from when I started testosterone, but I think I have a bit of a theory, and this may just be me having, you know, body image issues, but I had only just stopped being on a progesterone shot last year for contraception, and that made me hold a lot of water weight, so I think my nose looked bigger last year because my entire face was puffier. Yeah, let's just go on to the entire face. My face has slimmed down from last year. My weight has gone up and down and up and down in the last few years, but in general, from when I started testosterone, last year I had gained 10 kilograms from when I started, and I've lost a bit this year, but that literally could just be from the fact that I stopped the progesterone shot, so I'm not holding as much water. I started off testosterone at 53 kilograms, and then I hit 63 kilograms last year, and now I think I'm down to 60 kilograms again, 61 kilograms. So obviously that means that my face has like exploded and gone down and exploded and gone down, and like my T dose was too high for a while, so it got big and puffy and water weight, and then I didn't have enough tea and it went down. There's been so many changes. I feel like this is something that like a lot of people maybe don't talk about because it's too complicated. At least in my experience, the testosterone thing hasn't been exactly like linear progress. Like there are a few weeks and a few months where I couldn't get testosterone. My testosterone levels were too low, and then they were too high, and then they were fine, and then they were too low again. And I would love to say like, yeah, from the day I started testosterone, progress has just been perfect, but it hasn't, and that's fine. But yes, my face has slimmed down from last year. It's gotten wider from when I started testosterone, but the actual face has slimmed down a bit more. Like, here's an example of my face from last year. It's slimmed down from then, definitely. Down from that is the moustache and the lack of facial hair that you are seeing. I feel like I just go on about things too much. This is not a therapy session, but I would love to be able to grow facial hair. There is more facial hair this year than there was last year, so that's an improvement, but you can't see any of it. I have teeny little tiny moustache hairs, teeny tiny ones, but they're only here. There's none here. They don't join. It's like two halves of a moustache just here. I get teeny tiny little hairs here, and then I get gross, like straggly, like black hairs here, but they're never nice, so I pluck them. I was considering using minoxidil, which is like something that you rub into your face and it makes you grow facial hair, but I don't know if I want facial hair that bad. What I would like is to have the ability to grow a moustache if I so wanted to. And I also just really like how stubble looks. So even if I did have facial hair, I'd probably shave it and leave a bit of stubble. A bit of stubble, because stubble is nice. My levels are fine, I've had them checked very recently, and my dad could not grow a beard until he was 30. My brother couldn't grow a beard until he was 20-something, but I have only been going through puberty for 3 years. Whether or not you grow facial hair soon after starting testosterone is down to genetics, so I guess it's not in my blood. It isn't in my blood! Down from there, we have the neck. The neck has definitely gotten thicker, it's gotten wider, it's gotten stronger. I went to a chiropractor recently, and he said I had lots of tension there. I don't think that was the testosterone. We also have an Adam's apple, or a lack thereof, that's not grown since last year. It's definitely grown since when I started testosterone, but it's still barely there. I know a lot of this is self-deprecating, but I'm really not too fussed. We'll get onto that later. Oh yeah, voice. My voice dropped from when I started testosterone, obviously. Let's do the voice thing.
Hi, I'm Noah, and this is my voice pre-T. Hi, I'm Noah, and this is my voice 1 month on T. Hi, I'm Noah, and this is my voice 2 months on T. Hi, I'm Noah, and this is my voice 3 months on T. Hi, I'm Noah, and this is my voice 4 months on T. Hi, my name's Noah, and this is my voice 5 months on T. Hi, my name's Noah, and this is my voice 6 months on T. Hi, my name's Noah, and this is my voice 7 months on T. Hi, I'm Noah, and this is my voice 8 months on T. Hi, my name's Noah, and this is my voice 9 and 10 months on T. I forgot to record last month. Hi, I'm Noah, and this is my voice 11 months on T. Hi, my name's Noah, and this is my voice 1 year on T. Hi, my name's Noah, and this is my voice 2 years on T. Hi, my name's Noah, and this is my voice 3 years on T. Pre-T, 1 month on T, 2 months on T, 3 months on T, 4 months on T, 5 months on T, 6 months on T, 7 months on T, 8 months on T, 9 and 10 months on T, 11 months on T, 1 year on T, 2 years on T, 3 years on T. When I was 13, I had my first love. There was nobody that compared to my baby, and nobody came between us that could ever come above. She had me going crazy. Oh, I was starstruck. She woke me up daily. Don't need no Starbucks. She made my heart pound. I was gonna beat when I see her on the street and school on the playground. But I really want to see her on the weekend. She knows she got me dazing because she was so amazing. And now my heart is breaking.
And I just keep on saying baby.
I'd like to point out again, because I feel like I've done this before, in the majority of those videos, I was just making my voice deeper than my natural speaking voice. I do make my voice higher for videos because I feel like it's more interesting to listen to. Like, I'll literally set up my camera and be like,
Hi, underachievers!
but I was really self-conscious about my voice not dropping as quickly as others had in the first few months of testosterone. So all my tea updates from like 1 month to like 6 months, me trying to speak really low, so then I had to compensate for the next months by also speaking low. I'm pretty sure my voice is done dropping. Obviously with age, your voice changes, so I've got that to look forward to, I guess. I feel like I still sound like a teenage boy, and that's fine. Singing-wise, my voice is fine. I can sing. I enjoy singing. I've got more bass. I can sing lower than I used to be able to. Obviously, I can still sing pretty high. I had a voice coach for a few sessions, and she was very impressed at my range. So if you're worried about testosterone screwing over your voice, don't worry. If you can sing before testosterone, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to sing afterwards. It just takes a bit of getting used to. You just gotta sing through all those awkward breaks. And obviously, I don't know why, I do know why. Every trans guy purposely tries to sing as low as possible because it makes them feel less dysphoric. Which I get it, but it's just not gonna help you singing. Down from that, we got shoulders. My shoulders have definitely gotten a lot broader since starting T. I know that's hard to believe. I was skinny as hell. I was 10 kilograms lighter than I am now. That's a lot. We've only just been able to start going to the gym again, so I'm a bit scrawnier, obviously, than I would like to be. I would love to be huge and massive, and, you know, I want Bretman Rock's body. But in terms of testosterone, my shoulders have gotten wider. Down from that, we got the titties. I still do not have titties. I was gonna do, like, a chest, top surgery update, but I don't know how interested people will be in that. It's literally, my scars have gotten lighter, my nipples are nippling. That's all I can update you on. Down from that, we have the belly. We got the belly. There has been changes since last year. My belly is so much hairier than it used to be. So here is a picture of my belly before testosterone, and here is me now. Hair is not the only change in the stomach. I have also gained more fat there. Body fat redistribution is a thing, and when you take testosterone, after a few years, your body fat will redistribute to a more male pattern. So females will hold fat in their butt, and their hips, and their legs, whereas people born male will hold fat in their abdomen. So that's definitely happened. I never really had a belly before. Got a bit of a belly now. It's not massive, it's just a belly. What's nice is that it makes my body and my torso look more straight. I look more brick-like than I did. I used to look more like this, and now I look like this, which is always nice. Down from that is my butt. My butt has not changed, apart from just getting a lot hairier. So to update you from last year, my butt is hairier now. It's growing in other places. My pube area is expanding. There's hair everywhere. It's growing down my legs. I'm so excited. Ah, yeah, periods. I still sometimes have a period. Some guys go on testosterone and never have a period again. Some guys go on testosterone and they still have periods, forever. I have periods less often than I used to. I still have them sometimes. But my T levels are finally, like, level. My T levels are level, so maybe that will go bye-bye. Oh yeah, bottom growth, that hasn't changed since last year. Down to legs, my legs have gotten much hairier. They're musclier, they are less fat, not that they were fat, but I've lost fat in my legs from last year. That is down to exercising, but it's also, I think, down to body fat redistribution, because I've lost some fat in my legs, and the fat that I do put on will now go to my abdomen. And down from that, my feet, they have grown not at all since I was 12. So I think that's it for the physical changes. So on to the mental changes. I'm gonna start with how I feel different from going from shots to gel. If you don't know how I felt on testosterone shots, here's a little clip of how I felt. Every time that my shot's coming up, my anxiety is at an all-time high, and it's not because I'm worried about my shot, it's just because my body doesn't have testosterone in it. I just feel like my hormones are going crazy, and it just gives me a lot of anxiety. For a while, when I was low on T, I couldn't really leave the house without feeling like I was gonna throw up. So I get really shaky, I start shivering, and I can't help it. My body just, like, tenses up, I get sweaty, you know, my heart beats real fast, and it's for no reason. Like, there's nothing going on that provokes that, other than the fact that my levels are low. I would like to say that I feel so much better on gel. It is so much nicer. I know my dosage now, so that's all good. I no longer have those horrible drop-offs where I'm due my next shot and I feel terrible, I feel panicky. I don't have that anymore because I just put my gel on every morning, if I remember, and I feel absolutely fine. I don't get hot flushes anymore unless I forget to put on my tea, and then I'll just put on my tea, and then like half an hour later, the hot flush will be gone. I literally just feel like a normal, functioning human person. I feel normal, no bad side effects. I love it, and if you are feeling like I felt on shots, then I recommend at least trying gel. So on to other emotional changes. The difference between now and when I started testosterone is so ridiculous. I'm so much more confident, so much more happy. I'm a functioning human being. I don't get panic attacks at the thought of leaving the house. I am more comfortable with myself. I'm obviously not 100% comfortable, but like I can wear clothes that I would never imagine wearing before I started testosterone. And that is because, yes, I got top surgery, but also my clothes fit me better because the body fat redistribution meant that my body is more masculine in shape. I feel more confident starting conversation with strangers because I don't have to have the awkward thing of like, "Hi, I'm Noah. I know I sound like a girl, but I'm not." I can sing as high as I want without feeling uncomfortable about it. It's just allowed me to be an actual person, and I don't have half as many worries as I did beforehand. Obviously, I also feel so much better mentally in comparison to how I did last year as well, so from 2 years to 3 years, there is a difference. I do think that is mostly down to the fact that I'm not on shots anymore, and that gel does not make me want to die. I feel like so much more confident from last year to now. I feel like the longer I am able to be a person thanks to testosterone, the more confidence I can build as a person. Like, I now have the foundation to be able to, like, grow as a person. Obviously, not everybody that is pre-T feels like this, but I literally felt like I was just floating around, waiting to be, like, activated, if you know what I mean. Like, before testosterone, I was like, oh, like, when will it happen? When can I start living my life? And that's happened since starting testosterone, so I don't... Sorry, I'm just thinking about the fact that, like, people have told me on the internet, people that don't know me, have told me that, like, I'll regret going on testosterone, that I'll regret having top surgery, but those are two decisions that I would never take back, ever. They're, like, two of the best decisions I've ever made in my life, and that's not to say that it'll be the right decision for you if you're watching this and, like, questioning yourself. Obviously, medical transition isn't for everybody, and obviously, it is okay to explore your identity and figure out what is right for you, but in terms of my life, like, everybody around me and everybody that knows me could attest to the fact that I am just, like, a million times happier with myself and a million times more able to be happy for other people and a million times more able to just, like, be a better person because my life is no longer dictated by how my dysphoria makes me feel. Oh yeah, in terms of dysphoria, I, like, still have a bit, Like, it's fine, it comes and goes, it's not something that I think about every day. There's parts of my body that I will probably always be self-conscious about, and that's fine, but they're not constantly at the forefront of my mind. They're kind of just like running around in the back, being like, oh, remember me? Another thing that I feel like I need to talk about, I no longer feel like I have to be like the most masculine person ever. But my entire life was dictated by my dysphoria, so if I had like a feminine mannerism, like this, or if I thought of painting my nails, or wearing jeans that were too tight in the wrong areas, I would feel horrible about myself. I feel like I've reached a point in my transition where, like, I don't get misgendered by anyone anymore. I don't feel like I'm crazy masculine or crazy feminine. I obviously, like, talk about gay stuff a lot, so when I talk about gay stuff, I tend to go a bit, you know. The main motivation for anything I did was to look like a guy, and to be seen as a guy, and I don't have that anymore. I just wanna do whatever the hell I wanna do. It doesn't really bother me if that's, like, masculine or feminine. I just thought that was something nice to add because I don't think I've talked about that. But yeah, I'm at a point in my transition where I'm comfortable enough to, like, do whatever. But yeah, I think that's it. If you think I've missed anything, let me know in the comments. I hope you're doing good, and if you're watching my testosterone vids being like, I wish that were me, I know how you feel, because it sucks. It is the worst feeling, it sucks ass. But if that is something that you want to pursue, believe me, it will happen. I thought it would never happen for me. I thought I'd never be able to come out. I thought I'd never be able to go on testosterone. I had, like, these fears that, like, I would start testosterone and nothing would happen because my body was just, like, testosterone resistant. I had a feeling that maybe my body wouldn't react well with anesthetic and I wouldn't be able to go under for top surgery and I'd be cursed with boobs for the rest of my life. And it's completely fine to feel that. I feel like a lot of people maybe won't understand because most people don't want hormone replacement therapy. It is 100% understandable to not be able to see yourself in, like, the position that I'm in right now because you're, like, so far away from that. But, like, I felt like that for years. And I have had it a lot easier than a lot of people. I've had great support from, like, so many people in my life. But I was still absolutely terrified to come out and to do anything. And to leave the house. So I know how you feel. But yeah, that's the end of the video. Have a good day or don't. See you later, losers. Goodbye. I am punching. It's so sweaty. Oh, my battery's gonna die.